Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 49 of Crypto Waffle. We Our guest is currently running late. We have no clue why, and we can only apologise. If he does decide to join, happy days. If not, the show must go on because Crypto Waffle does not wait for any man or woman, no matter who you are. So I'm coming live from the west coast of Australia, and the mighty Crypto Sea is coming live from Bedfordshire in the UK. So quite the time zone difference and location difference today, as I am in the RV home.
Other sides of the world for this emergency broadcast after
I mean,
the
it's pretty fair. It's
sky.
pretty good timing, isn't it? The standard Monday waffle, just
Yeah.
after the liquidation event. What, 3 days ago?
Well, it was Friday night, weren't it? And it's
Yeah.
Monday afternoon now. So yeah, 3 days.
So first of all, give us the rundown. What do you think of this? Why did it happen? Should you have bought anything? Should you have not? Should you just wait?
I was driving home. I'll set the scene. I was driving home with the family in
The
the
candles
car.
were on.
Cameras were on. Little ones in the back watching YouTube, which she's not supposed to be doing. And the missus, I don't know what she's doing, but she's sitting next to me. And I get a phone call, and my friend says, "Have you seen the markets?" Yeah. Now, this particular guy, he used to ring me every week and say, "Have you seen the markets?" But he hasn't rang me and done that for about 5 or 6 years. And when he said that, I was like, "What's wrong with you? Like, why are you talking rubbish?" Anyway, I was like, "Yeah, it's probably just market movements." I then hang up the phone, and the first thing I check is SPX, and it's at 81 cents. And the car wobbled a little bit.
Oh shit!
I mean, I mean, I wasn't nervous, but I was just starting to feel a little bit, "Oi," you know what I mean?
Shaky.
A little bit shaky. So yeah, so it was a pretty big event. Um, the car drive home from then was about another half an hour. By the time I got home, I was okay. I was like, talk to
Had
my phone.
everything bounced by then or not? Because I only saw it when I woke up in the
No,
morning here.
nothing had bounced. By the time I got home, well, it was bouncing. By the time I got home, it was bouncing. But I didn't check the prices again. Once I'd seen the prices were really low, I was like, I'm not going to check again. I'm going to get home, make sure little man goes to sleep, and then going to get some sleep myself because, unlike everybody else, I had nothing to deploy. So, unfortunately for me, everything went on sale, and I was the proverbial window shopper, and it was painful. So a lot of things were down by up to 50%. A lot of altcoins were down by up to 50%. Some things went lower, like wicked lower, but just chunk and came straight back up. People who were around and ready, apparently it was a bloodbath. I can tell because I've got LP in Ethereum USDC, and I made loads of money compared to what I normally make in the space of a few hours. I only made like, I don't know, 5 to 10 times as much because I would assume the amount of volume spiked as the prices spiked. A lot of people couldn't do trades on dexes or on centralized exchanges. Dexes, although they can't be switched off, apparently fees just went through the roof and everything just clogged up. So a lot of people couldn't buy at those lows, but those that did are very excited and very happy about themselves. So that's how it was for me. How was it for you, sir?
So I was set the scene. I was in bed. Uh, at Must have been 7 o'clock. I woke up and turned the aeroplane mode off, and all of a sudden my phone goes ding 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 with like all of the notifications that things are down 40%, 50%, and I'm like, oh shit. And then you get all the Telegram messages from groups, everyone coming through, WhatsApp, the whole lot, the family, what's going on. And I'm like, what the hell's happened here then? So the first thing I do is I don't check what's caused it. Um, and I immediately dive to my savings account on my phone, withdraw some funds to immediate effect, get that into Revolut because I thought that's the quickest way for me to take advantage of this because stuff was still down, and bought some stuff. I did manage to pick some stuff up. Main buys were actually, I say main buys, the only buys were Doge and Fartcoin. I managed to snap Fartcoin up around the 30 cents mark. So I had a decent rally on that already. Sold a little bit off. I sold at 43 cents, then bought back again at 41. So I've had some free fart within well, since this morning, effectively, when I sold that, and the limit got bought again. So I did manage to get some in. I said to myself I wouldn't buy any more dips, but when you see this sort of stuff, I thought, come on, it's got to be done.
Yeah.
Um, I'm just waiting to see today what kind of TradFi does, because I have got some stuff within my stocks and shares ISA I could deploy, um, if it's given. So at the moment, I'm just monitoring the likes of Coin, Tesla, and some other smaller stuff that I'm in to see if that's worth buying. But then after that, once I've got in, it was just a matter of trying to figure out what happened. Obviously, best place to go for that immediately is X, and then from there it basically just looked like a cascade of liquidations, and we've had this many a times before. I've posted let me see if I can get the bookmark tweet up. But I posted, or I'll see if I can find it in Telegram quickly. There's a visual representation of what's happened
Yeah.
after every liquidation event. Okay, it's this one here. Sorry for this being really B-Tech, guys, but I know some of us are in the middle of another country. How do I turn this camera around? What's going on?
Just turn it around with your hands.
No, because I did it a minute ago and we weren't even live. So how do I do it now? Well, anyway, can you see that?
Yes. I've seen that
Right.
image. You actually shared it in a crypto
Yeah.
wallet.
Yeah, it's in the Waffle Light channel. So every yellow line here is a major liquidation. And you can see the key thing is over time, if you give it enough time, we normally end up a hell of a lot higher than where these happen. Okay, we even had one here, and I believe that was also where we had China ban Bitcoin, similar time last cycle, again for the sixth time. So we had
Yes.
like a kind of a double whammy. Um, and straight away, I was like, well, I don't really care what else has happened. It's happened. You can't do anything about it. Obviously, you see a load of people then raging, oh my God, BlackRock or Trump dumped the markets and made a load of money on the short. I couldn't give a damn. I managed to get some cheap assets anyway. Obviously, for people that didn't get anything, they're probably fuming about it, but shit happens. Also, on the exchanges, you probably struggle to get money on and off, as well as even getting some money into exchanges to even buy anything. I know a couple of them were okay, some Kraken, some Coinbase, crypto.com 50-50. There was talks of crypto, I think it was crypto.com and possibly Wintermute
Yeah.
having major issues. We haven't heard anything since.
No.
So it'd be interesting to see if anything does come out this week. But other than that, I haven't thought too much about it.
So
Um,
let's dissect what actually happened. So why did the price of Bitcoin fall so rapidly, so quickly, and why did all of the alts
I
absolutely?
mean, to be honest, if you actually look at the Bitcoin chart, it wasn't that bad. There's a lot of alts that actually did very well, like that
Yes.
held up in it. Um, just an example, Zano didn't move. Um, they got battered. Solana, like you didn't have these insane wicks. Like on some of them, like Ton, Link, Deep, Tau, Doge, you had insane wicks. Like Doge had a wick down to 10 cents.
Yeah. When I saw those,
10
was that like 15 or
cents.
16? I saw it at.
Yeah, like crazy. SPX, like you say, wicked all the way down to 81 cents. Fartcoin wicked all the way down to 17 cents. So some crazy wicks. But again, a lot of stuff not moving at all. Um,
Was it purely
but
because of? Was it purely because of Trump and these tariffs, or do you think there's a
I don't
deep?
think so. I don't think so. They always seem to find some BS narrative to put on top of. the volatility. I mean, the key will be this week, I think, in TradFi land. We've got the dollar breaking out on the daily. But to fully break out, we do really need to get past this 100 level. If we do, we likely run to around 102, potentially even 103. S&P had a nearly enough 3% drop on Friday, so it'd be interesting to see how that does today after the close. And then Nasdaq dropped to near enough 3.5%. But I've been warning in my market updates that we could easily see an S&P 5% drop at any moment. And if it did, it'd likely be a buying opportunity. Um, the main thing is, and a very simple indicator for everyone to follow, is if you just stick the SMAs on a Bitcoin chart on the weekly, it's when the 20-day and the 50-day cross, um, and you have two weekly closes below. That's typically when a bear market comes into play. We haven't had that yet. The weekly 50-day SMA is currently sitting at $101,914. So if we were to get down there, you then see the cross probably about a week or two later. You could say the bear market's been confirmed. But there's also more than just that indicator to worry about. ISM still below 50. Gold copper ratio still looking for a bottom. There is a bullish divergence on that as well. So I think this is a buying opportunity, hence why I bought and have made the bed that I'm laying in, not taken much yet.
I felt like during the whole panic, I felt like we were in quite a good spot. Our clients from Lex Consulting, none of them seemed to jump out the window. Everybody seemed quite calm. The crypto waffle telegram was quite calm. I feel
Yeah.
like
I mean, a lot of them have been here before, though.
right. So that's the thing, and that's the reason why I was interested to ask Sim and see what his thoughts about it were. But he had said previously that he can see them doing something to try to shake out the tourists.
Yeah.
Now, the question is, do you think enough of the tourists have been shaken out, or do you think there's possibly more theatre in the?
I think there could be. There's a lot of the smaller tourists, and when we're saying smaller tourists, I think probably if you're below that like 3 million threshold,
Yeah,
I think a lot of them probably didn't get wiped. I think it's the bigger ones using leverage that did, because I saw ridiculous screenshots on X and some on-chain data things like saying life or savings wiped out 10 million. There was like 13 accounts on Hyperliquid that had between 5 and 7 mil, all got wiped like completely. So I can't imagine the amount of billions that got wiped out of leverage and people being irresponsible. But usually if people using mass leverage, that's probably not their only asset. So it
yeah.
probably won't affect them that much. But I do think it'll be those big accounts that got wiped out. When you say tourist, it's dependent on what you're defining as a tourist.
Mm.
Um,
Maybe
I think we've
the
probably seen a big
paper
enough
hands,
flush.
the paper hands, the people who are only just arrived and they're not quite considered natives yet.
Yeah, I think we saw a flush. Um, we always get them, even if it's not with a catalyst. We definitely got rid of some people. I mean, I saw a message in one of our Real Vision Telegram groups, I believe it was, or Discord, or someone told me. But there's a couple of people in there that capitulated or said, "I'm done with this. I'm just buying stocks."
I've had enough.
Um, I've heard that of another group as well that I was in. A couple of people went. So it's happening. We know it's out there, and that's ultimately, which I know it's not nice, but we need people to capitulate for us to move higher.
So what do you do here? What's the plan? What should a savvy person do? Let's
So
say
if you haven't managed to buy the dip already or get anything in, and you have funds available, I think you allocate a little bit, depending on which asset we're talking. Now we're talking broadly here because you're looking. If I look at total two, um, we've recovered pretty significantly from the lows.
yeah,
I mean, on the day, or on Saturday, we kind of bounced between the 1.5 and 1.4, and we are up from that low of 1.4 approximately 10%. at the moment. And any one of those assets, the likes of Fartcoin's been up over 40% from where I bought it. Um, but as a whole, I think ultimately, depending on the asset, you'd have to assess this yourself or ask questions about it. Feel free to ask us. Um, is I'd allocate like 30%. What I've said to some people, just allocate 30% here and let's just wait and see. Because usually, and if you go back to that photo I looked at or showed earlier, that last cycle we actually went sideways to down after the liquidation event. So you may potentially get some cheaper prices. If not, the best way to play it is, like I say, I think allocate some, be patient, wait. If we end up going higher over a period of weeks, and you're thinking, okay, well, it's not going down anymore, or a month, you just go in, you have to bite that bullet. If you do get the opportunity to go down more, then just keep nibbling at it, start adding in, because realistically, who knows when this is going to turn around, who's not. I know I've seen quite a bit of analysis saying, okay, 100k is now coming, it's on the cards. Ultimately, I think on the weekly, we're still holding the 20-day SMA at the moment. If that loses on a weekly closing basis or multiple weekly closing basis, I think that opens up the 100. But until that's lost, I'm not calling for 100k yet. I think we need to hold this 113 to 110 first. That's the main line in the sand for me at the moment.
What was it about Fartcoin that made you decide to
It
pick that?
looks god awful. It looks awful. Like chart wise, it looks dead. Like, and prior to this, obviously, prior to this liquidation event, we had SPX put in a massive rally from 94 cents all the way back up to 163 before the liquidation.
Yeah.
Fartcoin, nothing. All it's been doing is drifting lower, like literally nothing. And when you see this sort of stuff, people are normally scared to buy it. And what do you do if you're a normie and you're scared to buy something? That's usually when you should be buying that asset. And it looks crap. Like we're on support now, or in an area of support. We need to hold this 37. I'm quite happy to be pushing some money into this. Like I say, I put Doge as well, but Partcoin's slowly becoming my second biggest meme bag. Um,
Don't you think Doge and Fartcoin are a bit different though? Doge is a bit more of a
yeah, Doge's obviously a lot safer.
yeah.
But I bought Fartcoin because it's of that riskier end. I mean, technically, SPX looked a better buy. Like, there's nothing wrong there. But I'm buying Fartcoin because it looks shot, to be honest.
Okay.
And when stuff looks crap, it kind of looks like how it did back in the Q1 drawdown, but into March that it had when it peaked out in January. It's starting to look pretty ugly. It's down from local highs in July 25 to current price 76%. I'm more than happy to buy that here.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, you're leaning mostly towards Fart. Any other assets that you like at these prices?
Tau, if you've got it, and it's Tau's shown some significant strength. I don't know if this is because of the hype of its first halving coming into December. I know we're a way off that yet, but maybe that's not priced in. We have got a technical breakout from a flat bottom descending triangle top. Typically a bearish pattern, but we've broken up here, which does target approximately 550. So we'd have to see, but I think the market needs to behave for that to actually happen. Deep's pretty cheap if you've got the balls to buy it here, although to me, we're below key area of support. I think it could open doors to 8.5 cents, possibly, and maybe even 5, which is a 50% drawdown from here. If markets continue to drop, Link, I think, is a decent buy. I think that gets back above 23 pretty quick. Solana, I think is a good buy here. Hasn't, I mean, it only crashed. I say crashed. It only dropped from 230 to 190 ish, give or take. Oh, sorry, 170. Back up at 190 now. Solana's looking pretty good. Syrup, I think it's a screaming buy if you've got the capital to do so. What else is there? Sui. I mean, if you manage to grab some, Sui was nuts. it wicked down to 55 cents. It's currently at 280.
55 cents.
55 cents. From current price, that's an approximate 80% drawdown. So if you manage to snap some of that, you could have done a couple X's already, which is a great buy. Um, there's a lot of bargains out there. Like one that has yet to pump, and I know a lot of our guest community or I actually quite like from a technical point of view at the moment is Peak.
Yeah.
That looks quite good. Yeah, there's loads of stuff to be honest. You just need to sift through it all. There's a lot of crap as well that looks awful. Pump looks pretty good.
But
Pump
sometimes
had a
it's the
massive wick
that looks.
down.
Sometimes it's the crap that looks awful is what you like.
Indeed, I mean Pump had a wick down all the way to 0.001. So it's about another 70% correction from here.
Pump is a bit of a special one because that's a project that's actually making revenue. So that's
Yeah.
one. It's not built on nothing.
No.
There is some underlying value there.
Yeah, I think Hype's pretty cheap here at $40 as well. We had a flush on Hype all the way down to 20. So I think the worst of that could be, and we're currently sat on the 100-day SMA on the daily as well, which is the first time we've ever tagged it. So it'd be interesting to see how it holds. But yeah, there's a lot of bargains out there. I think it's just happening to sieve through and see where you want to risk your capital, to be honest. And like I say, if you're feeling scared, it's usually a good indicator for when you should maybe be adding something. I was just gonna check the coin market cap fear and greed quickly because I believe we were slightly fear a couple of days ago,
Good. I'd
which
rather
is what we want.
I'd rather see that than greed at the minute.
Yeah, I don't think we'd see greed here. Sorry, my connection's a bit slow. Right, we're currently at 40, which is neutral. Yesterday we wicked down to a low as 31 fear. So we did have a decent fear scare, if you want to put it like that.
During this whole cascade in liquidations, which wasn't just a crypto thing as it was before, the recent liquidations we had before, which was maybe, I don't know, a month or so ago, this time around the VIX didn't spike. I mean, I think it went just over 21, but it didn't spike the way it had before when something Trumpish had happened. This time, it seems as though maybe everyone's seen this whole playbook before, and so they're a bit like, we kind of know you're not going to do anything, Donny.
Yeah. And like you say, a lot of people have seen this before, or after the Trump taco thing, whatever you want to call it, and the last fiasco of tariff stuff. So yeah, I think people have, or definitely us normies who bought that dip in April that TradFi missed out on. I'm sure they probably made the most of this dip again. And if anyone follows Darius Dale, again, until we come, or his quote is effectively, until we come out of this C-shaped economy, every dip is to be bought.
Yeah. Yeah. And we're not nearly there yet. So these dips are really great buying opportunities if you've got the capital.
Yes, and some people might not, like yourself. Like I did say to myself I wasn't going to buy any, but then I saw it and thought, well, I'll survive if I take that out of there, and just did it.
How can you not? So I was considering rotating Bitcoin into some of the more stressed assets, which probably would have been a good idea. But
Yeah.
I decided not to because I've got my plan for the cycle, and I thought, although it's somewhat easy money, or it always seems like easy money, I like to not get into the habit of diverting too much. Were there any signs that this was going to happen? Was this truly a black swan event, or were there any signs?
If you and the content I post in the Waffle Light channel, and there's a series of pages or channels, if you want to call it. But there has been warning signs from technical points of views, and obviously there's no one can ever point out exactly what is going to cause this. Like, it's bullshit if anyone says they know 100%. But there's always signs. Forward guidance in one of their latest episodes mentioned there's likely to be a hiccup in October and basically a resumption further down Q4. TradeGate Hub, Dale Pinkett was saying that there's signs of a dollar breakout. S&P shorts, I think he was playing with as well. Again, there, so a dollar breakout, and if anyone knows the space or has been watching it for a while, is they normally move inversely. So if the dollar up, traditional assets down, we do go through phases where they move together or in sync. But again, there's another warning sign. Benjamin Cohen, not a warning sign on crypto, on stocks specifically, but on ETH, he was looking for ETH to come down to the 20-day, I think it was the 20-day weekly SMA at, I believe, 3.5, something like that. It did it. It came down pretty much immediately. Let me just double check which one it was. Okay, yeah, it's a 20-day weekly SMA, currently at 3.7. And it come down there. It perfectly tagged 3.5 and bounced immediately. So there were some signs across the board. Maggie Lake, a couple of her interviewers, or some of the people she interviewed, gave out a couple of warning signs as well. So across the board, if you know how to decode some of this financial jargon that people say on podcasts, you can see the tail. Who was the other guy that said something as well? There's another guy. Oh no, in one of the Coinbase reports we looked at, do you remember in one of the reports it looked at, they did mention November. We're not quite there yet,
Yeah.
but they were saying liquidity turns towards, or what looks like towards the back end of October, early November.
Yeah.
So obviously we'll have to see in a week or two if this actually could be part of that. But there's another potential warning sign as well. But long standing or long term, I think back end of this year into Q1, I think we'll be a hell of a lot higher than where we are now.
So you don't think the bull market's over? You don't think it's time to sell up and go and play elsewhere? You think the thesis
No.
we're waiting for the ISM to go across past 50, we're waiting for our alt season. Um,
The main thing for me, or main thing that I'm watching that's easy for everyone to watch, is the 20-50 day SMA cross on weekly on Bitcoin. Like, if you get that to cross, or if you see that cross, where the 20 May crosses down below the 50, usually the bear market's in. And Benjamin Cohen has publicly stated on one of his latest videos that if that was to happen, he's out. He'll be selling everything and just be out, likely for 6 months to a year before going back in. We haven't got there yet. And yes, you could say, but Bitcoin has last cycle fell from a peak of 70 to, I mean, 43K before we had the cross. Yes, it did, a 36% drop. But you then, when we had that cross, had the knowledge that the cycle was technically over. You also usually get some sort of bearish retest after. And on that specific drop from last cycle, from that 69K peak, we dropped to 32 before bouncing back up to 50-ish, 49K, and then come down. You could hold till we get their dead cat bounce,
yeah.
sell there, then go. And again, ISM, the business cycle has the power, I believe, to push this cycle forward. We're not there yet. We're still looking for ISM to get up above 50. We're still looking for the gold copper ratio to put in a low. I'm watching that like a hawk at the moment. You've got gold at all-time highs, like ridiculous highs. We've got gold sentiment off the scale. We've got the copper gold ratio at all-time lows with a massive bullish divergence on the weekly. And if you look at just a copper chart, we're not far off all-time highs. We are approximately, percentage-wise from current price, 15% off prior all-time highs. Copper is just waiting for gold to step back, and then bang, that's going to take off. That should leave everything. That should then help the business cycle start to pick up. But yeah, I said one of my market video updates a while ago, and I think it was around 3.8. I said, look, it's totally possible that gold could go to 4K or above before we actually see a downturn. But I do think gold is near a peak, and I
What
still think it is.
what did gold do on Friday when we had this whole cascade and liquidation? Did gold move at all? Was it up? Was it down?
Let me
What
have a
was
look.
gold's price action like?
Up on the day. It had a down day on Thursday, the day before. I say down day, it was down 2.86%. But on the Friday, it was actually up around 2% on the day.
Okay, so the
So
worries
not
of
much.
saying, yeah, but it's not down, and
Did
he was down, crypto was down.
you see, on the topic of gold, did you see, I believe it was JP Morgan, they put out a tweet saying something to the lines of, we've discovered what the currency debasement trade is. So obviously we know, but apparently these banks, and I think it's BS, didn't know what currency debasement trade was. And they're only just clocking on apparently, which I thought was absolutely hilarious. I was like, there's no way you've just clocked on with gold at 4K and Bitcoin at near all-time highs of 125. Like, you knew this ages ago. And I think, I mean, this is obviously tinfoil hat time, but they're probably just posting that for anyone that doesn't know about markets, follows their bank, and saying, oh, what's this currency debasement? And apparently, if you look at currency debasement on Google Trends, that's at an all-time high.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so this could be normies FOMO into the top of currency debasement trades. Um, and that could be the liquidity they were looking for on this flush. Possibly, but let's see.
It's a tough one because I guess the currency debasement trade has been a pretty good trade to put on for the last, I don't know.
Well, the last 3 years since bear market.
Yeah, if we zoom out, you could say the last 15 years on and
Yeah, you
up.
could say the last 100 years,
You could say the last
quite
100.
frankly, couldn't you?
No, I guess, yeah. I guess you could say the last 100 years, the currency debasement trade has been a good trade to put on, especially since
Yeah,
they moved away from the gold standard. It was a case of, all right, well, it's going to be debased. Where can I
yeah.
save my value? Um, More theatre, I think, from JP Morgan. I think it's purely
I,
more.
I think that the main thing at the minute, like obviously, I don't know. I can only hazard a guess, right? And I've had no time to catch up on content, so this is like just general thoughts here. And I have loads of content I need to catch up, by the way. That would all have to be downloaded for the 25-hour flight home. But it's how long this potential dwindle on the markets lasts for. So will we just chop sideways to down for October and reverse November, December? That's personally what I think is most probable here. Is it entirely possible that we chop for October, November and bought everybody's shit dead before then pumping in December, January? Possibly. Because, I mean, and this might be looking at people that trade the cycles. If we are to break the cycle and technically not top in Q4, and I'm going to ask you this question, if we don't see a top in Q4 and we go into January, do you think the top of 125k or 126k was the top? If we see nothing higher than that by January, because I think people that study the cycles would say yes,
Yeah, yeah.
and I think that's what could throw a lot of people off.
Well, my head would say yes. My heart would say no. My head would
Yeah,
say
because we haven't seen
because we haven't seen.
Doge up ridiculous or any of these other coins
Well,
go
there's two
mad.
things. Like we haven't seen a real what I like to call silly season. So we haven't seen the 5x in Doge or any of that. Also, this cycle has already been a little bit different in that we hit all time highs before.
Very early on.
Yeah. We hit all-time highs very early on, which kind of
Yeah.
showed that we've got a different type of money pulling the strings now. Maybe a bigger type of money, maybe a little bit more centralized. It's clear that the Americans coming online with the ETFs has made a big difference. And as time goes on, I think the only power that can counter that or knock them out of their stride would be the Chinese. And that might be a long way off. So has the cycles changed? I feel like the way the
I think
price.
we can't say yes or no yet. Obviously, we'll have to see after January. And obviously hindsight's a wonderful thing, but I think there's a lot of arguments to say the cycle has changed. Like you say, you mentioned one there. We've hit an all-time high way before we usually have. There's an argument to say this cycle's going to be different because the debt refi cycle has been potentially pushed out by a year, looking at all their stuff from 22 as well.
Yeah,
So there's an argument there. We're also seeing the ISM at the lowest it's ever been for the most amount of time ever.
yeah.
So there's a lot of things
I'd
that are adding
also
up.
I'd also like to check how much revenues have changed. I don't have a chart for it or the stats for it, but I think it would be interesting to see how much of revenues changed that the actual chains are making. Like by that I mean
Mm,
in fees, because you've got Hyperliquid, which is making more money than the Nasdaq. You've got
yeah,
Asta, which has just come online, which will be a threat. Previously, we've had Uniswap, probably still making pretty good revenues. Ethereum's probably making pretty good revenues. Now you've got a lot of these Tau chain sub chains, subnets,
yeah,
whatever they call them. Now they're beginning to make revenues. Some of them are making pretty decent revenues. Pump.fun is making massive revenues. Now with all these crypto apps and crypto chains starting to make actual pretty good revenues, I guess it changes the speculative nature of the altcoins purely following Bitcoin's lead. Does
yeah,
that mean that they won't sell off so harsh in the next winter? Because a lot of them will be buying back their tokens. And
yeah,
does the activity fade? A lot of them probably, with the likes of Pump.fun, probably, Hyperliquid, probably. But with these AI projects like Shoots and Tau, the the revenues may not fall off. If the revenues
no,
don't fall off, but the token price attempts to, then the revenues will just come in and buy more tokens. So it will be interesting. I know this is incredibly toppy, real top signal thing for me to say, but it does feel a bit different. Oh, I really shouldn't have said that. So we probably are
don't
literally
jinx it, please.
yeah, we probably literally are at the top today. Now that I've said that, but yeah, it genuinely does feel a little bit different. And no one was under the illusion that we'd have the 4 year cycle forever, because
No,
that wouldn't make sense. Like eventually we have to come off the 4 year cycle, and I always thought what would happen is that the tops would get less severe, the lows would get less severe, and through that we would start to just level out and not move so dramatically cycle wise. And that has been happening. Does that continue to
yeah,
happen? Maybe, but now we should still see a drop down to, I don't know, 50 at the end of this cycle.
yeah.
So let's, I guess, wait and
I
see.
mean, the other thing from like a technical point of view for people to look at is the Russell and then total two. Like technically, crypto's total two. We want to be holding this, call it 1.52 trillion dollar level, but with a monthly close. Like we don't really want to be back below that. If we get a monthly close back below that 1.52, we're currently sat at 1.56, just to put it into perspective. That does open the door to 1.25 again on that. But do you, going back to this event that we had, I saw some takes that it was potentially China, CZ, and Asta attacking
Oh, I
Wall
saw.
Street, hype, and the US.
I saw
Do
that
you
as
think
well.
it could be something about that as well? Or do you think it just goes to what we said earlier?
So maybe, right? Maybe. And here's why. This talk about stable coins and the power that they have and how much of them have to be underwritten by American T bills and other chicanery does lead me to say, is crypto and stable coins kind of coming to the aid of America? Now, I don't know, right? I don't know. But if the Chinese are thinking along that line, it would kind of be in their best interest if they don't surrender crypto to the Americans and they do try to build similar to what they've kind of done with AI, whereby they were like, we're not going to do it, we're not going to do it, we're not going to do it. Luckily, one or two of them decided they were going to do it, DeepSeek. They released it, they done well, and then the Chinese were kind of like, you know what, we should not concede this to the Americans. We're gonna have a go at this, um, and so they have. So could it have been also? There has been recently a little bit of chain versus chain action with the whole Cubic and Monero. So we now are starting to see chains become states. They were tribes before, but they are beginning to become states, like almost like nation states, and starting to attack each other. So
Yeah.
I, I,
Do you reckon
I
that, because also there's an argument to say that, and I saw someone briefly tweet this, saying that, or they knew Asta could handle it and they didn't think Hype could, so they fought it and tried it anyway to see if it broke it, but both of them handled it with precision.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
I don't know what the argument would have been for thinking that Hype couldn't handle it, but I guess it's always theoretical you
until it happens.
until you do the attack. Yeah, it's always theoretical.
Yeah.
I from what I understand of Hype, it should be able to handle it. It's not like it's not as decentralized as
Didn't, sorry, go on.
it's not as decentralized as say Uniswap. Not Unichain, but Uniswap on ETH. So it's not as decentralized as ETH,
Yeah.
whereby you can just congest it and then fees go through the roof and it just falls over.
Didn't Binance have some issues on their account? Because I have heard they've had to refund quite a lot of
Yeah,
people some money.
yeah. Apparently they couldn't keep up with their own volume.
Yeah,
Apparently they
crazy.
couldn't keep up with their own volume, and I don't
It's
know if
interesting, Binance having those issues, and yet we don't hear anything that Coinbase or Kraken or Crypto.com had any of those issues.
yeah, but I don't know if that's to do with their the oracles that they were using. Somebody said very briefly, I didn't get to have a proper conversation with him, and he said it might have been something to do with the oracles that Binance were
Oh,
using.
okay.
But I genuinely don't know. But I have seen Binance say that. But then I have heard from some people that they couldn't buy on loads of exchanges. I've heard loads of people say they couldn't buy on certain exchanges. Binance are the only ones that have come out and said we will refund you.
Yeah.
I don't know if that means that they were the only ones that couldn't get their orders filled. But considering the level of carnage and the amount of people that would have been making trades just from the money that I made from providing liquidity myself, I could see that it was crazy. Like
Yeah.
it was a crazy few hours. Everybody was rushing to buy or sell, and
I know
probably
some people, I mean, a couple of guys I spoke to, they were spending near enough $200 just on dexes in
yeah,
fees
yeah.
just to get the thing through.
So I heard that Uniswap was $250 at
Yeah.
the height of the silliness, $250. And the crazy thing is, you may pay the $250 and your transaction fail.
Yeah.
And I've had that happen to me before. I can't remember what cycle it
I've
was.
never had that, but I imagine I'd be absolutely fuming.
Oh, fuming. But you know what's crazy? I'm quite sure I had it. It might not have been $200, but I'm quite sure it was like it was north of
A ridiculous
$100.
amount.
Yeah, it was a ridiculous amount. And I remember it failing, and I remember trying again and putting more. I remember I tried a few times. I spent hundreds of dollars to get this trade in, and from memory, I'm quite sure I got it, and it was worth it. Um, Obviously, L2s are supposed to avoid all that, but it's
Yeah.
who's got their money on an L2? Like some people have, obviously, but I wouldn't put a lot of money on an L2.
I mean, if anyone had shorts open as well whilst this happened, and
Well,
you had TPs on as well,
yeah, well, we didn't.
I had one.
Oh, you had
I
your
had
Eve
my
short.
Eve short on. Yeah. Tagged my 4-5, I think it was, something like that, and
Okay.
then closed.
Yeah.
Although I had a Doge long on that got wiped.
I bet you wish you didn't have a TP on. Well,
No, I mean, if I didn't have a stop loss, then you can obviously you potentially force liquidation if you don't have enough backed up. But I think in the
no,
account I
not a
would have been
stop loss,
fine.
a TP. If
Oh,
you didn't
what, on
have a
ETH?
TP, yeah, then you could have.
Yeah, but by the time I woke up, it had already bounced back above to where my TP was. So
Okay.
I'm glad it took me out.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
What I'm really annoyed at though is that Trump one. Like we had a Trump short on. I put out to the Waffle VIPs. We got taken out by like was it 10 cents if that? And then we had the head and shoulders drop, and then we had the liquidation. I was like, you've got to be joking
Yeah,
me.
that would have been a nice.
Fuming.
Come,
But shit happens.
come to think of it, I do know a guy who I need to check in on who I know was long with size. I know he was long
Yeah.
with size. Yeah,
Let's hope he had a stop loss.
yeah,
Otherwise he could be in some big doo-doo.
yeah. There was some talk also. My wife was saying about a guy from the Ukraine who unfortunately decided to meet his own demise after. I think it was after the liquidations. They
What,
found
he got taken out?
in his Lambo. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, he took
Oh
himself.
yeah, I saw that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I saw that on X.
yeah. So I don't know if that's a cautionary tale for not using leverage.
I thought that was assassination though.
Oh, is that what they said?
That's what I thought it was. I
No.
could be wrong though. Could be
Yeah.
totally wrong.
Well, we weren't there on it.
No, we weren't there.
We weren't there on
So
it.
we won't speculate on what
We won't
happened.
speculate. But so that there has been like I guess some fallout from what's happened. Obviously, America and China both walked back the tariff talks. I'm not sure if Trump can even actually enact these tariffs that he's yapping on about.
I don't know.
I think the court
But
has said that.
stocks have opened pretty decent this morning.
Yeah,
Like they've opened whilst we've been on there. S&P's up 1.4%, Nasdaq's up just under 2%, Russell's up 3%. So
the
it's
Russell's a
looking
good
like,
one. That's the one we want.
yeah. But I mean, I'm not going to get excited about today, but it'd be nice to see where this week closes and the month. I know it's still early doors, but
But
I'm
I'm
not
going to get
doing much
excited.
else.
So with the stock market opening up, let's see what crypto has done. Yeah, crypto's not really done much. We're back to
I mean, Bitcoin rallied back to like, what was it, 116 after Trump announced the tariff walk back.
yeah.
But now we've got to get back above key levels. Like that 116, we need to get back above as well, realistically.
I think we will. There's no
I
reason.
think we could.
Yeah, there's no reason to say this is the end. I think it was just more theatre. I think old JP's going to drop the interest rates at the end of the month. That's almost a stick on, according to Polymarket.
Yeah.
Um, Away from that,
I see that Polymarket's odds on this government shutdown is now 99% going to be later than the 15th of October, and the odds are rising on it being the longest shutdown ever, potentially.
well, America doesn't move without money, and
No, but the shutdowns are historically good for the stock market, so I'm more than happy for them to keep it shut.
do you know if they just closed it down altogether, just forget about the experiment that they've called democracy, write it off, and just let us live our own lives.
Yeah, we'll see how it fares.
Yeah, world might be a better place for those of us with stocks and risky assets. World might be a better place.
And I take it well, yeah, all of our longs would have got wiped out, gone. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
our hyperliquid account is a graveyard now. We are.
well, we'll have to do some high risk, high reward strats.
Oh yeah, because that's a good idea.
That's a good way to blow up.
That's that's the best. That's the best way to get yourself out of bother. What we'll do is we'll turn up the
Exactly.
risk.
You lose some more. Now, because we've been pretty sensible, 2, 3x. I say we use 10.
You reckon?
No. That's how to blow your account up.
That's what happens when you hang around upside down at the bottom of the world for too long. Your
Yeah.
brain goes to mush.
Stick to the plan. We continue until we fail.
Yeah,
If we fail.
yeah.
So should we try and do predictions for this week? I can't show the charts again,
Wait, no, do you know what? Shall we skip
but
them this week and we'll do them when you're back?
that's 2 weeks though. I say we do them anyway.
Okay.
Why not?
Right. Well, I suppose I can show charts. What's wrong with my computer?
Yeah, you can do. Let me see if I can turn this camera around quick. I did it earlier, so I don't. That's
Yeah,
off.
yeah, but we don't want to. We don't want to see your BTEC charts. We'll do mine because I can share my screen.
No, but my charts are like the best.
They are pretty good, and you've got line
Um,
ones with our names on
yeah, I've got special wizardry lines.
it.
Yeah, I don't know how to turn this camera around. I don't know why it won't let me.
All right,
Yeah, I've got no clue.
so we're not going to do that then.
Yeah, you share the charts. You share your charts.
Right, here come my NAF charts.
So just for a recap, our predictions last week. Obviously, they're all in complete tatters. And you could say I was a landslide correct because I went short on most of our predictions.
Oh yeah,
So you could say I hit them all,
yeah.
but I'm not going to take it.
You definitely did hit every single one.
Yeah. So
Apart
Crypto
from
C's prediction was 130 for Bitcoin.
yeah.
I was saying 120. We far preceded that and went to 103. ETH, my prediction was 4.2.
I think,
Your prediction was 5k.
yep. I think I might have missed that one.
Yeah, just a tad. Filecoin prediction was $1. Mine was 54,
Yep, 55 I've got here, but
55.
yeah.
We're both wrong on Tornado Cash. We went mega bullish. $33.
I reckon if not for that blip, Tornado Cash would have done really well.
I don't know. It was only at like 21 on the high of the day, the liquidation. And then we were both wrong on, I believe. I had a prediction of what,
Oh yeah,
23.8,
yeah, you were bullish on that one. Okay.
and then you had a prediction of 30.
Yeah.
But yeah, it didn't bounce. Obviously, they've both been wiped. So, what do you want to do to this week? Bitcoin, ETH,
Tau.
yeah,
Tau. Bear.
and
Trump.
no, let's do that, Sui.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I think Sui deserves a bit. So
Um.
let me add these in.
We
Is
need,
that we need one more, don't we?
yeah. We haven't got any memes.
What's been completely battered? Let me look on CoinMarketCap. What's like the worst performing? Oh,
Uh.
Pump.fun like, over the last 7 days.
Yeah.
Should we do Pump?
Yeah. Let's do pump.
There we go.
Do pump.
Right.
Oh, that's an
So,
easy long.
right, Bitcoin. What are you thinking, sir?
Oh, let's go back to the glory days. Take me back, baby. 1, 2, 2.
You need to get some charts up for the ladies and gentlemen because all we're
Oh,
seeing is
sorry.
CoinMarketCap at the moment.
All right. Let me go to Bitcoin.
Put
Bitcoin.
us on like a. Can you put us on like a weekly chart?
I can do that, but it's not very.
I never knew you could do that.
Yeah. Traded.
What?
I don't know
Crazy.
if I could do it. What do I? There's nothing to do. Need the whole screen. How do I get my whole screen?
Unless you go into Hyperliquid,
That's not a bad idea.
and then you can do that on there, can't you?
I'll read. Let's go.
There we go. Happy days. Happy days.
Oh, look at that wick. It's like a.
Boom. Like a knife through butter.
like a needle.
Right, so Bitcoin, what are you thinking, sir?
Um, yeah, what did I say? 122.
You going bullish?
Yeah, permable. Come on, baby. One, two,
One,
two. Yeah, full
two.
recovery in 1 week.
I'm. I want to say bearish.
Okay, this is
I
why
want to
nobody
say
likes.
bearish.
This is why nobody likes you.
No, fuck it. Joining you. 122.
Let's go.
Let's get it.
Go. Let's go, Sobe. Um, ETH.
Right. ETH. What do we think?
Oh, look at that. 3-2. 4-3. Can I say 4-3? It's not high enough, is it really?
Nah, not really.
All right, I'll say 4-5.
4-5, yeah?
Yeah.
I like it. I like it a lot. Oh, mate, I want to just do a bearish though. What am I doing?
You know what?
Nah. Can I say what are we at now? Can I say 3,750?
You can.
Right, it's 3,750 for me, please. I don't know why I've gone bullish on Bitcoin. The only actually one I'm bullish on here is Tau. Um, although I do think Tau could have a pullback before we accelerate, unless it does just keep driving here. Is Tau on Hyperliquid?
I bet it's not, no. Because it's substrate. Oh,
How is it not
okay.
on
There we
there?
go. Yep, it is here.
It is good. So actually, no, Tau, I'm going to go bullish, and I'm going to say, oh, that's mega ball for me. Can I say 460?
Crikey. Well, what's brought
I was
this up?
about to say I was about to say 500.
460. It hasn't seen numbers like that since July.
July, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, the target breakout for what we've broken out of is about 580.
Okay. I'm gonna go bearish just so that I can not have zero next week.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna
I
say,
mean, technically, you'd like a retest, or we'd want a retest of like 350.
yeah, let's go 350 then.
You're saying 350, yeah?
Yeah. I'm sick of having zero, and I got zero last week as well, so I'm not trying to do zeros every week. Actually, hold on. No, last week I was good, weren't I? But that was 2 weeks worth.
Yeah. Sui?
Sway. Do you know Sui's actually supposed to be called Sway?
Yeah, I know. I don't know why people pronounce it like that though.
Because I guess that's how they spell it. Right. What do you want? What do you want, sir? I'm gonna go 350.
In a week. In a week.
I'm going. I'm
You're
going.
saying 350, yeah?
Yeah.
Okie dokie. Um, I'm gonna say, oh, that's a bit bearish, isn't it? 230?
Oh, that is bearish.
I was about 230. There we go.
So you think there's a good chance that there may be more blood in the waters?
I think so.
Pump. I'm going to go bullish, obviously.
Yeah, I was gonna say bullish pump to like 0.0055.
Oh, I've got 0.006.
Okay, I like that. I like that. 0.006.
What are you going with? 5.5, or are you still coming with me?
I'll go 5.5.
Perfect.
5.5. And then I've got an idea.
One
I
for the
don't know if
month.
you're gonna. No, no, no. We join up for our trade for this week.
Okay.
And as I know you probably want the pump one, I'm
Towel.
happy to do that as well. Oh, you want towel?
No. Oh, well, you want to do the pump? No, all right, let's do pump. Yeah, let's do
I'm
pump.
saying for our trade
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I
Let's.
assume you were going to take the pump.
I was going to take towel, you know.
Oh, you were what? And go bullish.
Yeah, really feeling Tau at the moment.
Okay, no, you go, Tal.
No, let's do
I'll
pump.
take pump then. No,
Yeah,
no,
let
I'm
me
happy
go.
to take pump on mine. I just thought you'd want pump.
I do want
If you
pump.
want Tau, go Tau.
No, I want pump now.
Right,
I
okay.
want
Right,
pump.
let's team up on pump. I think we double the pump long.
Right. And what are we going to do? The 6x, or are we just going to put size in?
No, we double the size because it's both of our trades. Same leverage. I think we go for a TP at
Liquidation
5.
5x. Right, okay, so we're going to double the size. This is massive.
Yeah.
Well, let me think. I can do 30. I can't do more than 30, otherwise we'll only have 20 left.
How much we got in the account now, by the way?
$50.
Earth.
We're some broke bitches.
Well, once it blows up, we'll have to load it up again.
All right.
This is why you don't copy us, guys. You'd be down 50% in near enough a year. Great work.
Yeah. But generally,
There's
we would not do week to week. Generally, that's
no,
very,
but we do it just for the fun of it, don't we?
yeah, that's very silly.
And there's no strategy involved. It's like, do we fancy up or down? Yes.
Which way do you like?
Which
Well,
way do the magic lines point? Upwards? Yes, I'll go long.
all right, so let's do that then. I've got to enable that.
I think we do a take profit for like 0.005.
That's shy.
Actually, let me look at a hyperliquid chart in a minute because I always get this wrong. I look at the chart on on trading view and the figures are always incorrect. Right. Okay, I was gonna take profit around 0.004850.
0.004.
850, yeah.
That's too small.
Is it? That's a decent move. That's on 3x, you're looking at
Yeah, almost 90%.
60%.
Yeah, 92%.
That's not bad. And what are we on 3x, yeah?
Yeah.
How about that? I mean, you can go a little bit higher if you want. Just looking at this hype chart, there's going to be resistance bang in that area.
All right, let's do that then. Because all that'll happen is
So,
we'll go to there and then I'll be like, let's call a vote.
so
That's
we're
what
doing 0.004850, yeah?
yeah,
Is that what we said?
yeah.
And I think we have a stop loss like 0.0034.
I
What's
am
that say?
5. Yeah, that's a nice one. All right, I'm going to
Is
whack
that
that.
all right?
Yeah. It's a big old trade, all or
That's
nothing.
a big. That's quite a big stop loss, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me
All
look
right.
on 15-minute.
Can we have another liquidation event? Do you think a lot of people are running in long now? Can I?
I think we could definitely drift like lower. What about if you did 0.0035?
That was what I originally put. I think that keeps.
Yeah, do that.
Yeah. And then if we burst on this one, then we have to do 100x on the next one.
As a
during
way of savior.
during the show. Yeah.
A way of savior.
Okay. So there we go.
Oh, I think our guest may be joining.
It's only an hour late.
Let's see. Let's see if it comes through. I've just seen the WhatsApp.
Oh.
Let's see if he loads in. But trades are on, yeah?
Yeah, trades are on. We are
How
ready to
much we got in the account?
we are ready to welcome our guests. We've got $20 left.
And if we get stopped, how much would we have left?
20.
Not much, I
Oh
imagine.
no,
Oh, we have $20
yeah,
left.
no, I don't know what we'd have if we get stopped.
Well, if we get stopped, it looks like we'd have to reload in.
Yeah,
I
we
mean, I
are.
don't think that's bad. For two people that don't day trade or weekly trade, we've survived for a very long time.
Yeah, and we was up quite a lot at one point.
Yeah,
Shit.
and usually when people try to day trade slash short term trade, they lose money on like the first 2-3 years
Yeah.
before actually um becoming profitable. So I'm just gonna resend the link to our guest
Oh,
again.
here he is.
Oh, he's here. Fabulous.
He has arrived.
Can you
He has no camera. We're currently being treated to a blank screen.
hopefully you can hear us and see us?
Sorry,
Wahey!
my bad.
The man, the myth, the legend has arrived.
We were literally just saying our goodbyes, and now we're saying our hellos.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm glad the goodbye and hello has become the same thing for us.
It's ciao in Europe.
I like saying like "ciao bella." It's one of my favorite.
Ciao
Ciao,
bella.
Ciao
Bella.
bella was
Ciao
fun, and
bella.
you're like, oh,
Ciao
where has this
bella.
been?
So, Simba,
Yes, sir.
our guest, we have been waiting patiently and uber excited to welcome you aboard. For those that don't know, Sim has his own crypto community filled with quite lovely people, actually. It's one of the very few crypto communities where you don't have any nutcases.
Wait,
There's not
what?
much.
There's a couple
We're
in
all
there. I think there's
nutcases.
two of them on this call
He
right
knows.
now.
He knows.
And the main reason why we wanted to have you on
Yes, sir.
is because you actually called this recent dump to a T. I think my exact words were, "You hit the nail right on the head." So, as we've now got you here, would you like to explain to us what made you give that call, and do you think that the worst is behind us, if you even think it's bad?
For sure. So, firstly, I would like to deeply apologize for not showing up on time. This is my 16th hour of this day working, and a previous meeting went too long, so I apologize. I hate to take anybody's time because I think that is the most precious resource we have. So, yeah, I'm sorry. Uh, just a little bit of background. I predicted this crash and traded it. I also predicted the Trump crash and traded it and bought the very tippity bottom of it. I also predicted the yen panic and traded it. Now, when I say I predicted it, let me explain what I
Oh,
predicted.
one more.
Pardon?
There was one you've forgotten. You also predicted the horrible start to 2025
Yes, sir.
because you were yapping away at the end of 24 saying, nah, 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 it's going to be rubbish in 25.
Yeah. So, like, end
Yeah.
of so my framework. See, everything in life is about the frame that we think about it through, right? So the way I invest is through frameworks because I've learned from the best investors that I can only make decisions according to the way I see the world. And that if I can turn my decisions into frameworks of thinking, that'll allow me to then look through them and see which decision I should make, right? So, speaking of nutcases, my frame of understanding of the world is that every single major event that plays out in the world is actually a result of what needs to happen in the markets, not the other way around. I also believe that the world is run by people who control the world. I also, if you Google my name, you could probably figure out that I also get to go to meetings with them, some of them. So, in that frame of understanding, we are in a stage of history where currencies are being melted down on purpose. And when we look into the previous cycles of history, at this stage of history, everything becomes highly volatile. So that's part of my framework of understanding and investing. So when we got in that 2021 2022 timeline, a 2022-ish timeline, but like end of 2021 to 2022, we made purchases. Then when we got to March of 2024, I've been here for 14 years, as you have, CryptoZ. Like, you can feel it in the air when the euphoria is a little too hot, right? So there we take there I took some profits. Then my framework said, if we were in a high volatility regime, something highly volatile should play out. So I don't predict things. I don't say this guy's going to do this. Who knows? It's impossible to know what's going to happen. But the framework says there should be a high volatility event. We waited. Everybody was like, no, previous cycles this, previous cycles that. I'm like, I don't know. I'm not going to look at previous cycles because we're in a different stage of history. Something highly volatile should happen. We waited a bunch of months. The yen panic plays out, highly volatile. The VIX spikes. We buy that. From there, from those entries, things start to run up into the end of 2024. Euphoria comes back. People get a little too comfortable. I see beginners calling me and telling me to get them into crypto. Before this, I was doing what you guys are doing, and I'm so fucking glad you're here, because when those beginners show up, you take care of them with more softness than I have left it.
Kid glove.
Delicacy.
Pardon?
Delicacy.
Delicacy, exactly, with some excellency.
Yeah.
So, like, when that started to happen, literally multiple people called me and said, "Hey, get my grandmother in," and the euphoria was there. And the framework said, "Hey, something highly volatile should play out again." And that's why I kind of put out the signal, "Hey, it doesn't seem like it should go in the way that we all expect." And because we all expect it to go in one way, it'll probably go the other. Then, of course, waited on the sidelines with some cash, mostly still deployed, but a little bit of cash. And then Trump comes out of the blue. Everybody thinks Trump's going to save them. Everybody thinks Trump's here to make us rich. Listen, I love Trump as much as the next guy. He's hilarious. He makes politics funny again. But when everybody thinks Trump is going to save them, I'm like, do you know who Trump is? Like, if you know the Trump family and you know who they are, they're probably going to take all your money, right? Then Trump comes in, crashes the markets. High volatility event plays out again. We then buy that up again. Then markets run up and better than we all expected in a straight line up. Traditional markets and many other markets. We get to the point now, and it was like October. We had this previous alt season. We took some profits on that as well. Our strategy always has to take a little bit of profit off the top. And then the framework says, okay, well then now we've been up and to the right the whole time in a perfect line in traditional markets. Now a high volatility event should play out again. And that is what actually happened. I definitely did not think that was going to happen. But, it's just about volatility.
Do you think that now we've had the high volatility event, do you think it was firstly as volatile as they had planned it to be? And secondly, do you think that it was enough? Do you think enough people have been either shaken out, or do you think they've achieved what they wanted to achieve? But has the high volatility done what it needs to do, or will there be more?
So there's two perspectives to that answer. As far as volatility and as far as the size of the move, that is the biggest move that I think is going to happen. At least the framework says that is the biggest move that was going to happen, because it's just so scary and it shakes the markets and it literally broke market makers, it broke exchanges, it broke VCs, it broke retail, of course, but even professional trade. It wiped people out off this planet, right? This was a calamity we just went through, right? Do I think we keep going up from here? No. I think right now we're going to go make all-time highs again to knock out the other side of the trade. And from there, my framework says that we just continue to slowly tumble downwards. Bitcoin going closer to 100,000 by the end of this year, just so that the Grinch can steal Christmas.
2026. What do you
just
think?
In time to ruin everyone's day?
What do we think about 2026, and when do we get our alt season?
I think 2026 is going to melt people's faces off with how much money people make. Those who can ride through this turbulence, those who are still alive. I'm so glad you guys are still alive and healthy. I think
always
exactly. Legends are hard to kill, bro. Like that.
That's the number one thing. Staying alive.
that quote that was just posted, right? A buddy sends me this.
Legends are hard to kill, but so are cockroaches. Is what they say.
Exactly. The meme was like, Now the only people left are multi-cycle cockroaches and the divinely protected ones. And I feel like we're both. We're divinely protected cockroaches. So, yeah. but, but I think 2026 is going to blow people's minds because 2026 is when now people are already starting to kind of give up. You know, like he after going through all these cycles, here's the rhythm that I've felt. The markets start to move in a significant way. 2019, things go up. Wow, we go from, a few K to 20-ish K, um, 13, 14K. Everybody gets ready. Oh my God, here we go. Everything's going to be up and to the right. All the analysis says blah, blah, blah. And then they slap us with COVID, and it basically gets everybody off the rocket ship that they can. Because the people who run the crypto markets, banksters and the market makers and everybody, they are not interested in us being on that ship when it really takes off. So what they always do is they make it look like it's going one way, then they shake it out so hard that it terrifies people, it destroys people who don't know how to play the game well, who don't know how to manage their risk well. They are wiped out. They have no option to be. They have no ability to be on that rocket ship anymore, and then it leaves, right? So, but I can show you a bunch of data, right? This is just me talking, but let me show you exactly why the framework is saying all of these things so that you can make your own informed decisions. You two, I know you guys have already seen this 1,000 times, so apologies. This is going to be a lot of repetition, but
It's the same sort of concept when it comes to individual assets as well, though. So if you're holding individual assets,
yeah,
it's always when you sell, they will then move. Always.
exactly.
They will numb you to death with zero price action. As soon as you hit that sell button within the next week or two, that thing will be up.
Yeah, because you're not the only one thinking it, are you? And it's like
Nope.
we're watching the same Black Mirrors. We're on the same platforms, being fed the same reality by the same algorithms. But my algorithm knows how my mind works, so it's going to show me a bunch of conspiracy shit and convince me of the same thing. Yours is this. Yours is this. Everybody's is this. We think we're having individual thoughts, but our realities are being controlled to be at the same place. So that's why, as you know, I don't use social media. My YouTube algorithm is blocked. I don't read any news. I'm only subscribe to places like Real Vision that actually have professionals talking to me, and even them have been wrong quite a bit. But also their framework is long term framework. I focus on what I know and how I know it and how I think, and that cutting out of the noise is one of the ways that the emotions don't get manipulated. Plus, what's our rule? Get in, hold on for dear life, and just don't fucking let
Yeah.
go. It's like it's like, Sim, what are you buying? XRP, idiot. Don't worry about it. Fine, it's fine. It's like don't. It's like a financial navigator. What are you buying, bro? I'm buying Doge, idiot.
Doge.
It's like idiot. You're gonna buy a dog. You're gonna buy a dog. And you're like, don't fucking worry about it. I'm just gonna hold on for dear life until this dog makes me wealthy. It's like Cryptozy, what are you buying? It's like I'm holding on to good old Bitcoin. It's like, oh yeah, you're just buying a fucking ledger entry on a computer? And like, yeah, don't worry about it. I'm gonna hold on
Don't
until
worry about
you disappear from my fucking life because it's like but it's that holding on to
it.
that's the solution to go through. But here is the future predicted. Damn, that's a statement, isn't it? It's like, here's the future predicted, bruv. Relax.
The good thing is that nobody questioned you. We were just like, right, let's hear the future.
He's just nodding, like, look into your crystal ball, sir. What do you see? Here is the
Indeed.
future predicted. Crypto goes up because of liquidity. Liquidity is money flowing. That's why it's called liquidity. You know, the current entire process that we've gone through has been a time when money printing in its truest sense was not happening. What's happened is Wall Street came in, hooked their pipelines of liquidity to Bitcoin, and just done with it what we've seen now. Blew our minds. What what we needed for altcoins to take off is for liquidity to be printed by the governments, and actually, technically, most of the liquidity in the world comes from shadow monetary banking. And when you combine shadow monetary banking and the perspective of the governments, let's even just look at the governments. Why do governments print money? Governments print money because they have debts. When they need to pay debts, they print money to pay their own debts. This is a future looking curve of the Federal Reserve's interest payments on its debts. This blue line is the interest payments on its debts. This white line is their balance sheet, and this yellow line is a balance sheet minus TGA minus RR, or reverse repo facility. But just imagine the blue and the white line are the important ones. Their debt started to go up in 2018 and 2019 back here. They weren't printing money. And then what happened? All of a sudden, somebody somewhere started coughing, and all the world's governments decided that they need to print a bunch of money. Okay. then they printed this much money in perfect synchronicity with the debts going up, paid off their debts, refinanced a lot of. Nobody pays off debts. They just print the money and use that money to refinance the debt for 5.4 years later. It's supposed to be between 3 to 4 years. We found out now that it's 5.4 years later. Though the interest payments on that debt that was rolled over go parabolic here. Like imagine this. This was the world shutting down. What is this? Looking forward, they haven't started printing money yet. They're going to print money at least to pay their debts until the end of 2027, November of 2027. That's why I keep saying I think this cycle goes until end of 2027 in successive waves, like it already has, right? March 2024 up, 6 months of boring zone. December 2024 up, few months of crashing, bunch of months up, now a few months down, right? When this starts, it is going to be, I mean, this is $20 trillion that they have to print in the US, is $30 trillion that they have to print in the rest of the world. And that's just what my dumbass knows, right? If $50 trillion worth of money gets printed in between now and 2027 in 2 years, I think crypto goes to a $20 trillion market cap because right now, this amount of money printing is World War III. And in the middle of that, currency's collapsing. There is only one place to go. In the world's mind, there's only one place to go, Bitcoin. And when money goes to Bitcoin, the rest of us, benefit from the trickle down effect effectively. So that's one way of looking at it. I'll shut up there, so I'm not the only one talking.
Yeah. What about the other
What about
safe,
gold or
safe
traditional assets?
yeah, the other safe haven assets like gold? What about those guys?
I mean, gold has already gone to $4,000 now. You see, gold is a representation of financial conditions. Gold is a leading indicator of what's coming in the world. So here's what gold is telling us. A great way to look at Bitcoin, one of my favorite ways, is to look at Bitcoin. Oh, that's not supposed to look like that. Look at Bitcoin with gold layered on top of it, because gold is a representation of financial conditions. Financial conditions is a banker's way of saying that it's when money becomes easy to lend or hard to lend. That leads markets by about 6 months. I think it leads by about 9 months, but realistically, the professionals say that it leads by about 6 months. So Bitcoin with gold layered on top of it gives us a 6 month outlook of where gold is going. Where Bitcoin is going. Gold has now effectively gone parabolic and it's signaling war. Because when gold does this, what it's already done, where an asset that's supposed to be super safe and stable pulls one of these moves and goes from $3,400 to $4,000 and goes parabolic, that is gold signaling war. Why? Because when governments get scared, they buy gold. They know the safest place to be is gold. Now they're waking up to actually the safer place than gold is Bitcoin, because gold is not very rare in the universe. Billionaires are going to be able to pull it down from space by 2050. You can't pull Bitcoin down from space. Okay, and so this is with a 6 month offset. You know, Bitcoin does have this on a 6 month offset. Bitcoin does have this kind of um, opposite correlation to it, where it pumps when gold stabilizes, and then as Bitcoin goes down, gold moves up. As gold moves, Bitcoin stabilizes, right? So it's the liquidity moving back and forth makes sense. This is what gold is saying. That Bitcoin, and of course, this is not lined up perfectly because I'm not good at this, right? So it's like that. Don't take this as where Bitcoin's going. Um, as far as price is concerned, but this is a general trend indicator for us. So this is telling us that the kind of Q, and this I can move around too. So this is just a general directional indicator. But this is saying that in the first part of 2026, Bitcoin probably stabilizes for some time. Now, Bitcoin stabilizing also could very realistically mean that altcoins catch up because they've been behind for quite a while. But this next part is the part I'm talking about where faces absolutely melt. That it takes off, does not look back, and pulls one of those moves that anybody who's been here for a minute knows when it does that thing. And if you miss that one leg, you've missed the entire move. As far as what's going to happen to
What are you planning?
gold is gonna now stabilize, let Bitcoin catch up, then gold moves, then Bitcoin moves, and gold moves, and Bitcoin moves, and in successive waves, at least until the end of 2027.
What do you hold for that period of time? Are you holding Bitcoin? Are you holding altcoins? If altcoins, which ones? Top 10, top 100? How do you position yourself?
So my investing framework has a piece in there which says I'm going to buy things that I have an edge in, right? Which means I know something others don't know. It should be something where I have a perspective others don't have, and it should be something others don't want, others hate. You know. So for me, I'm part of the Global Blockchain Business Council. I represent Indonesia in there. I get invited to these secret meetings behind closed doors where the so-called elites get together and plan out the future of countries and execute it. In those meetings, the only company I would see without fail was Ripple. This was years ago. Ripple had a lawsuit against it, right? At the time, it was going down forever. So I was like, what a great asymmetric bet. One of the RVIPs calls this litigation finance. It's where you can invest in things that have a lawsuit against it with the bet saying that it's going to go up, right? So around here,
Like meaning it's gonna win the lawsuit.
pardon?
Meaning that you feel like it will win the
Yeah,
lawsuit.
exactly. Like, so, I mean, you can short something if you think they're going to lose the lawsuit and they're going to go bankrupt, or you can, I don't short things. I'm a long side trader only, spot only. But yeah, it's the idea that like there's a lawsuit against them. I have this inside perspective. I'm sitting with the Ripple guys. I'm meeting with XYZs of the da many things that I can't name. Uh, and then I have an edge. And the conversations we're having is about a lot of things which are not public. So I was like, okay, I took all my liquid personal net worth, and I put it into XRP back here. I also run a crypto fund. So I took a large I took half the crypto fund and I put it into XRP at the time. I was an idiot for a very long period of time. And then November 2024, I turned to be a genius. And the moment people start calling me a genius, I take some money off the table. I'm like, oh, I'm a genius. You want to be a genius? You hold it for me. Right? So I took some money off the table. Now it went up another leg. Sam, wow, genius again. I'm like, here's a little bit more. You can be a genius too. Just give me your cash. Took some more money off the table. So what I'm doing now is I'm slowly reducing my position in XRP as it's going up. I'm selling out of it, and I'm then going down and buying other altcoins. And the other altcoins I'm buying are also altcoins where I have an edge. So we can dive into that.
Let's go. What are they?
Right now, man, you're really on it. I should have brought some water to drink or something.
I've literally I'm down to my last 10 minutes. So I've got to do the school run.
Okay.
So
So the altcoins I'm holding, the altcoins that I'm buying, are the ones that I know have somebody elite behind them. So it's like Sui has Raul behind it. Sui is also the it's the project that was called Libra with Facebook. It's the Facebook team. It's a world class team. It has Raul behind it. It has a bunch of hedge fund managers behind it. So that's a good bet for me. Ton, it has Telegram behind it. It has Durov behind it. It has Russia behind it. It's the only major social network in the world that is now we can invest into through crypto. Let's see, what else are we looking at here? Link.
Pith, another one as well.
Pardon?
Pith.
Pith.
Pith and Link.
Yeah, Pith was because I looked up David Sacks's investment portfolio. David Sachs is one of the guys, one of the billionaires from Trump's administration, and I looked up which funds he was part of. He's part of Multicoin Capital. When you look up Multicoin Capital's portfolio, it gives you a lot of perspective on what's happening. I was like, I want to have a piece of data. With data is AI, it's everything these days. Data is the new oil. So I looked up his portfolio. I noticed Pith was in his portfolio. So I was like, great, I'm going to pick that up because I imagine if you run the government, you'll do something with it. Of course, after we picked it up, they go in, they announce the U.S. government's going to use it for some infrastructure. Boom, Pith pumps. Chainlink, same thing. Chainlink I saw connecting to DTCC, which is 20-something trillion dollars of stocks being kept inside of a single entity that holds all of the stocks of the U.S. in one place. Most people don't even know that. Link is building the pipelines of data to them. So I was like, do I think $20 trillion use case is going to be useful? Yeah. Link is also at the center of the entire crypto ecosystem basically these days and feeds data. Data is the new oil. Good. I'll take some Link. Render. See, Render was one of those plays. Render we did really well with. We bought it at $2 in 2022, ran it all the way up to $12, $13, and taking profits out along the way because of the AI run, right? Decentralized GPU, that's DePIN, AI, Metaverse, Sol Beta, because it's on Solana, real world assets, all the gaming, right? So all of them put together, they coalesce around a GPU, and this is my way of investing into Solana. So Render is a Solana play, Pith is a Solana play, Jupiter is a Solana play. I was like, I need a piece of DeFi, so Jupiter coalesces liquidity on Solana. So I was like, okay, I'll pick that up. Those are kind of the main ones, and then as far as the meme coins, SPX because meme Jesus said it, WIF because meme Jesus said it, Giga because meme Jesus said it, and I believe in meme Jesus. He's my favorite Jesus, to be honest. I know. Listen. Original Jesus, he's an OG. He's an OG. He can't be denied. All right, mad respect.
Yeah.
Right? But like meme Jesus, come on,
He's different gravy.
Right, guys, I'm gonna have to shoot. So what I suggest we do is do this again next week because I really wanted to ask you about
Can
farm
we just continue
as
well. and we'll do this again next week?
No, because then I'm gonna miss it.
Yeah, that's a good.
And that's not fair.
That's a good point.
Yeah, we'll do it for next week because then it gives us another week. We can come up with a whole load of questions as well. Do a proper question and answer sort of thing.
Yes, and let's please
this
time let's make sure
let's do that as well.
Sit on my calendar because I'm fucking useless without that. I know we spoke about this yesterday, but I'm like, this brain is I don't even know how it's in my head anymore. But I appreciate you guys. Thank you for your time. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for everybody for listening.
No worries.
Shall we try and do it same time next week? Because I guess it works well for both of you two over on the other side of the world.
For me, it's fine.
I'm happy with it.
Yeah.
I'm just hoping wherever I am on the Monday, I should have connection.
Yeah.
Well, that's like a good problem to have in life. Like wherever in the world I'm traveling,
it is.
I hope my outlet for you plebs.
Poor Alex jet setting around the world with no internet.
Yeah, I've got to be up really early tomorrow to see a sunrise. Sorry, so those struggles.
Bro? Now that's some next.
Yeah, I don't sleep.
Right then.
Thank you guys.
I'm gonna have to leave you.
Take care, gents.
Thank
you everyone for joining.
Much love.
And I'll put the questions.
Take care.
I'll put the questions. You know what we'll do? We'll have we'll allow people in the Waffle community and the and your community, Sim. We'll ask them for some questions for next week, and then we'll go through them now they've had a taster.
Yeah, so the next time, let's also post this in the Real Vision community, the Grim community, the Elevation Barn community. There's a bunch of communities that are very interested in listening to this. So yeah, we'll touch base soon, guys.
Okay.
And again, apologies for being late.
We'll get it over there.
Great.
Take care, guys.
Laters.
Legends.